Thank you for joining me. I really don't take it for granted that you click on this video. I hope it will bless you the way that it blesses me to make it for you. So today we're talking about what are the blockers of courage, right? If you didn't see the previous video, please go and watch that, because we walk into the definition of what courage is, and today will make sense if you see that video. But today we're going to talk about the blockers of courage, right? And I know this from experience, because and I guess anybody, to take risks is very scary. To decide to follow your passion is scary. To be a change maker, a world is very, very scary and risky. So it's understandable, right? But can we be able to sit down and note what actually those blockers are? For some, it is the fear of the unknown. So fear is a big thing, right? And that's what we're gonna get into today and unpack that, right? And what will people say is another blocker that people are not able to jump over, another hurdle that people are not able to jump over. And lastly, it's the possibility of failure, right? Those three things, I believe, is what is making us so cautious or risk averse to be able to follow our passion and dreams. And the reason why I want us this week to think about this and dedicate a whole video on it is because there is this truth and reality that fear is sometimes a protection, right? What do I mean? I mean that if you don't have fear in your heart, you will be, when things are happening to you, or you'll be in a dangerous situation and you won't know. So what I'm saying is that it is actually there as a marker of something threatening, but however, it's not supposed to paralyze us. It's not supposed to make us to be inactive or stuck, right? In fact, being courageous is to go against the fear, is to overcome the fear. Because imagine having a fearless leader. For me, that person is a person who has no sense of all the realities that people face. However, a courageous leader, on the other hand, is a different type of leader. A courageous leader is somebody who says, I'm feeling the fear, I am scared of the unknown, I'm scared of what people will say, and possibly I might fail. However, I'm going to do this. And once we put our minds to that, trust me, we become unstoppable, right? And why, for me, King's Daughters, I want us to actually unpack the blockers is precisely because they have been elevated by the world as if they are they are the final decider, right? What will people say? What if I fail? All of us face those things. If you can think of any courageous person, you need to understand that that person had to go through the same feeling that you're going through, but they overcame. So there's something psychologists and people that know they call a courageous circle, right? Now, a courage circle, right? Now, this is an element between where fear ends and you overcoming fear. Now, they are alleging that if you push through the fear and if you push through whatever you are feeling and overcome it, you learn a skill, you gain a muscle that you didn't have. And you have to always put yourself in situations that will require courage of you so that it becomes second nature. I mean, let me tell you what is my conviction, and one of the reasons I decided to do this is that many people like to look at a leader and they look at somebody and say, but you can do that because you are better. You can do that. You are very strong. You can do that. But I want you to know, King's daughters, that it's not an exception. There are no exceptions to the rule. We are all called upon to be courageous, right? And when we idolize other people and put them in a pedestal more than ourselves, what we are doing is that we are inadvertently excusing ourselves from actually doing what God has called us to do. We are saying, oh no, it's only me who can do that. Nah, I can't because now I'm scared of this. But that can't be right, because you are then counting yourself out. So the only deciding factor of a courageous person is yourself. Nobody can stop you. Nobody can stand in your way. And you've got to understand this, King's daughter, and wrestle with it until you move beyond the feeling. And it never gets comfortable. If you can talk to people who have done some big things, they'll tell you it gets scary all the time. I mean, sitting here, putting myself out there, for me, it's uncomfortable. But I've got to do it because there's a why that's pushing me behind it, right? Now, you've got to have a why for yourself that pushes you beyond your comfortable position, right? I mean, I was thinking about this even when I was preparing to do this video. I am not a makeup person, right? Those that know you, I'm a delivered tomboy through and through. But I have decided that I am going to do things that scare me, things that make me uncomfortable, so that I don't allow myself to retract to a self lower than what I'm supposed to. So this is my submission to all of us for this week, that yes, note and notice what the blockers are. Even write them down and find yours that's shouting to you the most. Is it the fear of people? Is it the fear of failure? Is it just insecurity? Once you note it, then intentionally get tools to push you beyond that, right? And that is why, for me, we learn every day. We are students every day. And students of yourself, because this is going to take self-awareness. Because if you're not aware, you're going to always excuse yourself, excuse your behavior, excuse your mediocrity on the basis that, it's just not me. But that's a lie. Don't allow the devil to lie to you. And this is what, for me, I think is a differentiator. Now that we know that the blockers are fear and insecurity, fear of the unknown, and so forth, as a believer, you've got an upper hand. And what is that? That's faith. Because when God gave us faith, He gave it to all of us, irrespective of your skin color, irrespective of your gender, irrespective of your financial status. Faith is available to every believer if you are to use it. Now, the people that you see do greater things in life, the people that you admire, that you aspire to become, those people have decided to bet on themselves, to put faith in action, to do the very thing that they are scared to do. Now, as a believer, you have no excuse, because that's what makes us different, is the fact that we have faith. And we need to walk by faith. That is a mandate and an instruction for every believer. That means that if I fear that this won't go right or this something might go wrong, I have to speak to myself and engage the unknown world and put faith in action. It's the evidence of things not seen. And I'm going to butcher this because I just thought about the definition of, please go to Hebrews 11 for you to be able to check what faith is. It's a substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen, right? Now, because you've got that superpower, you can do amazing things. So I am here to say, it's my submission to all of us that fear is not the reason to stop you. Fear of the unknown, insecurities, or what will people say, for us, that's not a factor. Why? because we walk by faith and not by sight. That is a lesson on its own. It's something totally different. But you've got to engage the belief that you say you have. Because how else will we know that you believe what you're talking about if we don't see you walk it out, right? So as I wrap up this video, I truly want to commend you or charge you or whatever the word is, it just left me now, that you've got to have faith at the face of it all. That is why the definition of courageous is not deterred by pain or by danger. That is somebody who understands that there is a higher element at play. We are not just normal people. We are people who have a God inside of us, and we can do the unthinkable and the unstoppable. And this is my last, my parting shots, really, that can we not aspire to people that we wouldn't dare do the things that they did? Because it's one thing to sit down and study. I mean, that's what I do. I'm fascinated about people's journeys. I study people's journeys. I unpack people's journeys. Because for me, it really fascinates me how God works through each and every person. But for me, it's not only to be starstruck and stuck there, but, oh, wow, you're doing so well. It's, I want it for myself as well, Lord. Me too, Lord. Me too. I mean, I was thinking about just last month, and I'm sure most of you, or if you don't, Sarah Jakes just pulled out a 40,000 filled stadium. I was in awe. I was in awe of how it began as just a thought. Because this is my conviction. It's one thing to think about something. It's another thing to put into reality what you saw in your mind. And that is what it takes to build. Many people have got dreams and they are all stuck away in some journal somewhere. But it's only those that dare to live their dreams and live them out that I respect. Because that person took something that was not non-existent and put it into practice. Now that is a person to be commendable. And I mean, I know we can hypothesize around Sarah Jakes and how T.D. Jakes is the one who gave him the people and. For me, that's neither here nor there. She stood on that stage and did what you don't do. So I don't really have respect for people who are criticizers just on the sidelines and do nothing. Show me what you've done, then I will take what you're saying. So I applauded what she did, but I said to myself, count me in, God. I want that. I don't know how, for me, it's going to look like, because obviously it's not going to be the same as Sarah Jakes. But all I'm saying is that if she can pull it off, I can pull off my own destiny. I can pull off my own dreams. So whatever it is that you have for me, I want that. So yeah, I've come to the end of my video. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm really hoping that you are getting a lot from this, and put on the chat, what are your blockers and what are you going to do about the blockers? Let's chat about that and let's see how we can work together. This is exactly what I help many women do to overcome their blockers. So see you in the next video. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye.